Hey, so let's do a quick analysis for the market at the end of 12th. So today also there was a nice move in Nifty, so it's trading really good. And now let's have a quick look at the stocks which we are going to concentrate on 13th and the rest of the remaining 3 days of this trading session, right? Yeah, so going forward, idea was able to make a good move. Let's see how it moves and whether it's able to cross 15. Chambal Fertilizer, this was one of the trades we took from 440 to 441. So this was also what I tweeted. Other than that, of course, M&M Finance did really good. And going forward, 180 might be a good possible target. India Hotel also closed strong. India Mart is this. I think I told about India Mart just on the last weekend, not this weekend, but previous to that. So in the last 10 days, I think this move. So in any case, it's stuck between 7,000 and 6,500. So maybe this is something to be tracking if it's able to cross 7,000 for the next trading session. Tatacom is also looking really good and going towards 1600. Bharti Airtel also a fantastic move came in. It was able to hold the levels of 700, and going forward this can take it more towards the levels of 7500. PVR, a fantastic trade is also over here. You can see in the last 3 days it just wherever there was an open, that was the low, and then it ended near the day high. So this was this is actually a very strong indication. On the top of that, you can see the way it has actually moved in the last 10 sessions. So that's actually tells a lot about the stock. In the auto sector, M&M did really good. For M&M, we talked about much earlier about 800 to be a very strong support, and that's exactly what happened. But it was just lingering between these 850 and 800. So today it was able to break this level with a strong candle. Let's see how this carries on. So definitely we will be taking care of tracking Tatacom, M&M, and Chambal Fertilizer tomorrow's morning trade. And other than that, of course, GNFC is also trying to get some 450. This is a good rounding which is happening. Going forward, it can shoot up for the levels of 480 from here. SRF also is one of the stocks which we tweeted 2-3 days ago. So it's nicely going. So this also looks really good. Cholafin, again, it made the target of 600. This is exactly what we have been talking about. So I told about the first target of 580 and then 600. Both of these targets were met, and I think going forward we have to see if it is able to move past the levels of 600 in the short term. Bata India, this was one of the stocks I tweeted about, and this also closed near day's high, so this was also a good trade. Atul made towards 10,000. This was our target, which we were talking about in these days. When it was lingering at 9,000, the 10,000 was in the cards, and this was exactly done. Indus Tower also, it is I think 280 is actually a good sort of resistance. For now, let's see how this moves. GSPL also a strong closing above the levels of 320. Hindustan Copper is also dancing at 130. If it's able to move, then going forward this is going to shoot towards the levels of 150 in short to medium term. Both UBL as well as McDowell over here, it should be somewhere because I took okay, yeah. So I took the trade in McDowell also today. So this gave a strong closing towards day high. You can see it has been dancing on these levels. So let's see if it is able to carry forward towards the levels of 950 for McDowell, and UBL for UBL 1700 seems like a good reasonable target in the short term. ABFRL 300 is was a very important region. Let's see how it moves from here. Other than that, of course, Ashok Leyland also went towards is very near to his levels of 140. So this is also, so today both Ashok Leyland as well as M&M from the auto sector, they were good performance. We earlier saw SRF and also Deepak Nitrite, very good move, and these are very typical moves. From a target perspective, definitely this is definitely slated for 2700 in the short term. ONGC was also able to yesterday it was able to close above the levels of 160, and now you can see it's trying to get some more support. So it's trying to move towards the levels of 180. So it would be very much interesting to see if it's able to hold the levels of 156 over here. So if the dip comes and if the buying comes in, then we will definitely enter, and this is exactly the same thing why Chola Fin over here. So yesterday when the dip came towards the 550, we entered once it was recovering, and from there you can see we just had a 50 point, which is like 10% in just a single session from yesterday till today. So ONGC can also be one of those candidates. HDFC Life, the actual move of HDFC Life will come above the levels of 700. 700 is a strong resistance. Tata Power also went towards the levels of 240, and going forward 240 would be an interesting hurdle for it. Definitely if 240 is taken out, then levels of again 260 might be in the vicinity. Tata came also very nice move. 1000 seems like a very strong resistance. Let's see how this moves forward, and if it is able to close above the 1000. So Tata Chem would also be one of the stocks we would be considering for our trade in the next session. Rain, I've been talking about Rain, so this is still ongoing for us. The levels of 280 is like something which we should be targeting for. After a good move, you can see this nice consolidation over so many days. This actually is looking good. Unless and until the levels of 230 is breached, there is nothing to worry. Mindtree is going to post its result tomorrow, so this would be one of the stocks in our tracker for the result. Also, Bajaj Finance is nicely dancing near it, very near to its all-time high. So this should be also one of the stocks in your radar, and this is also true for Pidilite. And Pidilite, we took the trade on this day, and then we waited, and then when we saw this particular structure, we entered, and right now 2800 is one of the targets which we are shooting for. Astral, 2500 was our target, and this target we have been carrying since last 3 months. This was already made yesterday. We entered, and today also you can see, even after achieving 2500, which is a technical resistance, is still dancing at those regions. So if this continues, and if it is able to move past 2500, then going forward we will enter for a much higher target. Okay, Balakrishna Industry is also looking really good, and so is Balram Chini. Balram Chini actually had a good run in the first half of the trading, and right now we are seeing a very nice consolidation. These are very good as long as there is 400, and especially the levels of 370 are not breached. Balram Chini can actually move way more towards the levels of 500. Navin Fluorine, I was expecting Navin Fluorine to be taking out that 4200 levels at least today, so it's just below it. Going forward, I think this definitely the SRF and Deepak Nitrite as well as Aarti also we will see later on. So these are something some interesting structures are forming over there. Infi is very near to its all-time high. It posted its results, so let's see how this Infi works and how it moves tomorrow. And that would be interesting to see. Tata Motors also 500 above closing, very interesting structure. It's very near to its 52-week high, so that would be also a good some move can come in. HDFC, I tweeted on this particular day on the last hour that reversal can come, and that's exactly what happened. So you can see it's now very near to its 27,500 levels. So this was a good move from below 2600 to 27,500. ACC and ICICI, okay. Torrent Pharma is very near to 3100, and this is a sort of a support zone. This 3100 to 50. Yep, this 50 points is very important. So let's see if Torrent Pharma is able to reverse. State Bank of India, good move towards the levels of 512. It closed at 510ish, so let's see if it is if comes back to 500. As long as it's able to hold the levels, it's all fine. So these are few of the stocks and few of the trading ideas which you can deploy. Sale, it seems like also it's trying to get some support at the levels of 105. So there has been some downgrading on sale, as well as on Tara Steel and JSW Steel, as a result of which you see this downfall. But these are just part and parcel of the market, and basically you should not be too much worried about if you have a strong faith in what the company does. So a few days ago, just like Bajaj Finance was downgraded to 6,000, and today is trading around about at all-time high, right? So it should not be a factor. There can be only a short-term dip. Okay, Coforge, after a downfall, it was able to hold. So going forward, I think Coforge should come towards 5,500, and then we will see if it is able to get some support. So definitely Coforge is in our radar, and so is FSL, and also Billasoft is also very good, and it's very much dancing at all-time high. Going forward, definitely the levels of 600 definitely should be achievable in the short to medium term. Now if we actually and also this is also true for Asian Paint, which is trading at a all-time high. Very nice consolidation is happening. Berger Paint 800 is a strong resistance, but still it's something to be taken care of and to be tracked for, as a good trades can just pop in these ones. Okay. For IEX, I think it's still in between this 280 and 250 zone, so there is not much. If it dips towards the levels of 240, buying will come. If it goes towards the levels of 280, then some sell-off may come in. Okay, Coromandel also, it seems like this could be slated for levels of 800. NBCC, that was the one which I tweeted about yesterday. So yesterday it was dancing around about at 51, 52, and today it went towards 52.5. So this is where it started, but it's actually good that it was it's able to make a higher lows. So sorry. And Maruti also is still holding the levels. So in general, as you can understand, most of the market is actually strong and is able to hold their ground. Wipro is also going to post its results. We will see the move tomorrow, and this is also true for TCS. So IGL, and from a weakness perspective, TCS was weak in the session. Let's see how it moves. Metropolis is definitely looking weak, and it gave a closing below 3,200. Going forward, 3,000 can act like support, and this is also true for Ipca Lab. In the morning, I tweeted about how Ipca Lab can reverse from here, and the reason was, you can see that even though it closed near day's low, but still this particular low is still valid. And so it didn't just automatically correct her towards the levels of 1,000. It might linger here for 2-3 days, but again, Ipca Lab, it might very well be that the positions they are going to be added in the long side. About India is definitely looking weak. This is also what we discussed yesterday, and you can see that it's still dipped, and it closed below 18,000 level. So there can be it's a huge correction which is ongoing, so you should be staying away from it. We will wait for some correction, and then we will then if someone is interested, they can enter. Other than that, of course, Britannia, I think going forward in the result season, so expecting much out of FMCG would be not a prudent thing to do, because most of these companies, they are all facing this inflation, as a result of which I would actually stay away from FMCG. My main focus would be definitely IT, as always, and theoretically, if the market is able to reward the results of Wipro, I see then going forward there's a result of Mindtree coming tomorrow, and then there is HCL Tech coming day after tomorrow, and then again on next Monday we have LTTS and then LTI. So these are few of the trades and companies I would, and also Emphasis is also going to come in the next week. I already have a AI bot which actually tweets all about the results, so if you're following it, you will keep getting about all the result related update for the next 5 days once a day. which will actually keep you reminding that these are few of the companies which are going to post a result. So in any case, definitely things look good and really dandy for companies like Chambal Fertilizer, Atul, and GSPL, ABFRL. So these are a few of the companies which are looking good, and so is actually ONGC, but I am not very sure of in which way the positions are getting added, because this is more sort of a doji, as you can also see in Federal Bank we told about 100. So these are very dangerous structures, in the sense that if the levels of 160 and especially 156, as we discussed, as long as this is held, there's nothing to worry. But if it falls, then it can again correct towards the levels of 140. So thanks a lot for listening, and also we will keep a track in companies like LSE Housing Finance and Barom Chini. It seems like there are positions which are getting added, and maybe going forward we can have some good moves in them, in either side. So we will wait for the market to decide. This is also true for GMR Infra, which was able to close above the levels of 45, and going forward we can again shoot for the levels of 50, which seems like a good target. And also Coromandel is also one of the stocks which is just nicely consolidating. So these are all these different dojis are getting formed, as a result of which this showcases there's some distribution ongoing, which might ultimately result in some good move. From a weakness perspective, I would suggest to stay away from About India for now, as there can be more correction. And this is also true for companies like Metropolis, and of course also Lotus Lab, as long as the levels of 550 and above is, we don't get a closing above 550, there's not much to expect. There's only one company which I don't want to forget, is this Ultra Cement, Ultra Chemco, and this is going to post its result next Monday. So keep a track on this, as this is making higher lows. So maybe positions are getting added over here for the levels of 8,000 in short to medium term before the result. Thanks a lot for listening. Hope this video is going to help you, and as always, share this video and like this video, as that will help in spreading this particular channel. Thank you.